Hello race fans, this is Anthony with BBSN and we are back for part 2 of the Suncoast Capital 400 here at Sun King Speedway in sunny Florida. And we are currently on lap 16, and the current standings, Aaron Hartley, the new driver, new addition to the Dick Exum race team, resides in first place. A bit of a surprise, but it is very early. And followed up by some familiar faces in the top 7, including Cam Croyle, Marlon McGarry, Julie Justice, the Queen of Scram, in 4th place. KJ Nakashima, another surprise, and coming from a very underfunded team, but a driver who does get respect for his skills. In 6th place, Clark Snook, and in 7th place, filling out the top group, is Denny Baxter. So we will get ready to go. We have 25 laps left to go in this one. And we're going to start in the top group, and it's going to be a TV check. And we have 3 TV drivers up there. So Denny Baker will take the first shot at Aaron Hartley. And to pass Hartley, Hartley really does not have anything going for him but the 2 brake bonuses there. So anything that passes a gas pedal check is likely going to give a good shot to jump into first. Baker does not, however. Clark Snook looking to regain the lead, and he fails his as well. And this happened to Hartley at the end of part 1. Several drivers failed their gas pedal check, and KJ Nakashima fails his as well. So Hartley holds off the field on lap 16, and we are heading into the pits now. So rolling to see which pit group goes first, and 4, it's going to be the second group, and we have 1 and a 3, so they will swap places. So up front, not that one. Up front, Cam Croyle and Julie Justice will flop. And in the second group, Blake Schlegel and Wayne Montana go back to 12th and 13th place. And moving up, Kurt Bryson and Jason Leonard. And we will now roll for fast pits, and nobody in the first group with a performance chip. So the second group, we should see in the upcoming laps some drivers been replaced if we get a good number here. Bryson 7 or less, he gets his. Jason Leonard misses. 7 or less for McAtee, he collects 1. And the respected Scram veteran, Jeff Daly Jr., he's going to get 1 as well. And Blake Schlegel, non-trophy driver who is doing quite well thus far, and he does not get 1. Wayne Montana needs 9 or better, he's going to pick up a chip. And Ralph Roach needs a 2, and Roach, the definition of journeyman. Bigler misses his, he needed 9. Up to Randy Kendrick, and he'll need a 6 or better, misses. Parnell Drake, a 5 or better. And Jordy Pettis, he should pick one up, he needs a 9, and he gets a 9. So Jordy underperforming so far in this one. And finally, Tom Rossi needs a 5, and he gets a 5 exactly. So now as we leave the pits, we're going to have a challenge for first place, and this should be interesting. And that challenge is going to come from none other than KJ Nakashima. Wouldn't it be something if he captured the lead? And he does not pass the gas pedal check, so Hartley continues to hold on. And we will head into lap 18. This will be Hartley's 3rd lap in front, which not many people would believe, but in the pits again, crusty Dick Exum is very happy about this development. Back to the top group, and we're going off of a skill check. So likely to see some movement at this point. I said that before though, but here goes Denny Baker. And Baker doesn't make the gas pedal check. Clark Snook, and only needs a 3 on the blue die. He misses the gas pedal check too. So Aaron Hartley fending off the field here. And Croyle and Nakashima and McGarry will not get a shot, so it comes down to Julie Justice, the queen of Scram. And finally, Aaron Hartley is going to be bumped from the lead by Julie Justice. So he leads from lap 15 to 18, and Julie Justice has vaulted into the lead. This is her second time leading. She led from lap 6 to 14. And she will take over on lap 19 as our leader. And here we go. Rolling on the race cam, and still on the top group, 1 and a 7, the control factor. And first one going to get a shot at that is Clark Snook. And Justice, she has a double control, 2 brake bursts, and the brake bonus, so it will take a 6 on the blue die to knock her out of that spot. Snook fails. KJ Nakashima. And Nakashima, a 6, and he passes the gas pedal check, and he's going to vault into first place, and that is a shock. And again, earning respect for his skills despite the fact that he does not have a very developed team. So we will have a new leader regardless. And Cam Croyle now, he's going to get his shot to pass Nakashima as they jockey for first place. Here he comes, and Nakashima fends him off. And it will take a roll of 4 or better on the blue die. Marlon McGarry, the old veteran, and McGarry gets it and gets the gas pedal check, and he's going to finally squeeze in. So Nakashima and Croyle dueling on the outside. McGarry slips underneath, and he's into first place. And finally, Aaron Hartley, and he's got a chance to recapture the lead here. And for McGarry, he's got 4 on his brake bonus, so it's going to take a roll of 5 or better on the blue die. And Hartley misses the gas pedal check. So the dust settles, and we have a new leader for the second time in this race. McGarry led on the 5th lap, a single lap, as we head into lap 20 now. So just like as the race started, lots of action up front here to start part 2 of this. And this is going to be in the second group, however, and 10 on the race cam is going to be a TV check. And we have no TV drivers in the second group, so on to lap 21, turn 21. And we're going to have a little problem here, and this is going to be in the third group. So before we resolve the TV check there, we will resolve the problem. And problem finder in and the TV check will be rare. So first the problem finder and third group. A 23 and 23 is going to be a driver number 5 in the bottom group. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 is Greg Carl. So Greg Carl, and rolling on the problem chart is a 33, and that's going to be an odd problem. Pit crew A problem does not occur, and Carl does not have a pit crew A, so we go to the odd problem chart, and that's the first time that's come up this season. A 56, and driver penalized for rough driving, move to end of bottom group. So Carl goes to the bottom group. So Carl now at the back of the pack, and we are going to resolve the rare event here. So rare results bottom group, and that is going to be a 32. And track conditions deteriorate, all drivers lose control quality. So that also happened, so Scram having some issues with track quality early here in the season. This happened in our first race as well. So any control checks from here on out will be lost as the track is not holding up. So we head into lap 22 now, and that could add become a factor in this race as we progress. And we are going to have another problem. This is going to be the second group and another rare check. So again, we will resolve the problem in the second group first of all. And things going downhill rapidly here in the Suncoast Capital 400. And 40, well, it doesn't matter, 44. 44 middle group, and that is going to be driver 4 even. So Ralph Roach, and Roach, probably the last driver here that needed a problem. And on the problem finder chart, 25. And cooking problem, roll for, cooking. Roach is making scrambled eggs in his race car, and apparently there's an issue with him sticking to the pan. Cooking, my goodness. Cooling problem, roll for repair. Thank you. Jiminy crickets. So Roach is an E, and we are in the middle third of this race, which will put his roll, no adjustments for this racetrack, by the way, but that's going to mean a 5 or less for Roach to stay in the race, and Roach, he is gone. So Roach on lap 22 experiences a cooling problem, and he will be our first finisher, getting the coveted Mr. Irrelevant trophy for 43rd place. And good day, Ralph. So we will move everybody up, and no yellow flag on that action, so you will have to pass a gas pedal check to move into the second group. And Sean Hashhagen, he'll be the first one to give it a try, and he does not. Next will be Sonny Swain, 3 or less. Sonny can't. And Monica Merrick, and Monica gets the gas pedal check, so she moves into the top group, or middle group, sorry. And now we will roll for our second rare event and see what goes on here. 36, and rare results, middle group. 36, black flag, middle group. See black flag table. So this is a first. So black flag. So we are going to roll a single die. Black flag driver sent to end of bottom group, or drivers in this case. So single die 1 through 6. And 2. So smoking vehicle, which to me indicates a problem check. So we will roll for which cars are going to be affected here. And that is going to be, actually I should have rolled all 3 dice. Makes sense now. So smoking vehicle, and then we'll roll for the position, and it's going to be an even check, whatever group comes up. So it's going to be the second group, and roll of 1 is odd. So Jeff Daly Jr., smoking vehicle, and to me that indicates a problem, and I'm not going to stop the video and I'll read up on that later, but that would indicate a problem if the vehicle is smoking. So this will give him the opportunity to use a performance chip to avoid that black flag result, and he will do so. And hopefully that is resolved right, and again I will check later, but that makes sense. And you know, this game, a lot of the things you do just come down to the flow of the game and what would happen in a real race, so I'm calling it that way for that particular event. And on to lap 23 we go. So middle group again, and again a problem. This is going to be a heat check. So first off, we will resolve the problem. And middle group. Middle group 25, and that is going to be driver 2 odd. So driver 2 odd and Jeff Daly, I guess he is destined just to have issues here. 42 on the problem check and brake trouble, roll for repair. So they were out to get him. 2 events in a row affecting Jeff Daly. And rolling for repair here. He is a B in the pit crew. So middle of the race, and it will take 8 or less for him to stay in the race. And the race gods were after Jeff Daly. He is done. So Roach goes out on lap 22, and Daly follows him on lap 23. So that was cooling for Roach and brakes. And we will move up now before we resolve the heat result. So Schlegel bounces up into 11th place. Montana. Parnell Drake entering the top 15. And again, we will roll on the gas pedal to see who bounces into the second group here. And Hashhagen fails. And Sonny Swain can't get up there, this season's sweetheart, and Trevor Trostel a chance to move up, and he takes full advantage of that, bounces into 19th place. And now we have the heat result for this group. And takes us all the way up to Jordy Pettis, our first check here, and he's going to have a challenge to move into the top group. He does have a chip as well. Now, he failed due to the blue die and was going for the 5th position. So he's going to spend his chip, and he's going to bounce up and replace Clark Snook there. And Snook relegated to 16th place. Parnell Drake, and Drake does not pass the gas pedal check. Randy Kendrick, and these two always seem to be bonded together. Kendrick, who really has some good traits, and he's been eligible for rolls quite a bit, but it's kind of been nondescript, really hasn't made much noise, and he fails that. Austin Bigler now. And Bigler, a roll of 1 on the blue die, will automatically fail for the top group. And down to Blake Schlegel, the youngster, and he misses the gas pedal check. Jason Leonard. Leonard misses his gas pedal check, and that's going to do it. So on to lap 24. And 2 drivers lost again, Ralph Roach and Jeff Daly, due to car trouble. And back to the top group, 7's going to be a control check. And first racer check for that is the newly first group minted Jordy Pettis. He came up last turn. And McGarry also has control, so he has 4 on his bonuses, a 5 or better. And Pettis fails. Julie Justice double control, and first one fails. And 5, Justice is going to be able to there, and she vaults into the lead. So Julie Justice, for the 3rd time in this race, has taken over the lead, and McGarry, he leads from lap 20 to lap 24. And for Justice, it will take a roll of 6 or better on the blue die. Cam Croyle fails, and KJ Nakashima, and Nakashima fails, and finally Aaron Hartley. So the 2 upstarts hanging around in the top group, that makes for a good story, and Hartley fails his opportunity. So we head to lap 25 now, and we are coming up on a pit stop in 2 laps. And Julie Justice for the 3rd time today is our race leader, and here we go. Middle group 5, that's going to be a reflex check. And Trevor Trostel is going to start things off and look to move up consecutive turns here from last group to second group last turn and shooting for the top group. And he passes the gas pedal check. He's going after Cam Croyle there, and Croyle, he's going to fend that off just due to the bonus and his brake pedal. Next up, Tom Rossi, and Rossi has a chip. So he does not pass his gas pedal check, but he's going to use that chip, and he is going to jump up and vault over Marlon McGarry. And McGarry cast in a sideways look as Rossi shoots past him, and he drops into 17th place. Clark Snook looking to get back into the top group, passes the gas pedal check, and 5. He's going after Jordy Pettis. And Pettis does not have reflex, so all he gets is his brake bonus and the bonus for the group. So 3 is going to be enough for Snook to fall back into 6th place, and Pettis goes down to 16th. Scram veteran Parnell Drake now going to give it a shot. And a roll of 1 on the blue die will automatically fail. Austin Bigler. And Bigler, he's going up, and this will be the 3rd spot, and Cam Croyle is going to be supplanted as Bigler jumps in and sneaks by between Croyle and the wall. A gutsy pass there. Wayne Montana, he's got a chip, so he'll be going up for sure, and he's going up into Snook's place. So Snook bounced back to 12th place and Montana in the top group. And there's been rumors around the Scram circuit that in next week's race, Wayne Montana will relinquish his driving spot to the rookie on the team. And that is the highly vaunted addition, Cooper Mixon, in his first year on the Scram circuit. He came up from the B ranks. And for reflex, that's it for the second group. So we're on to turn 26. Next turn is a pit stop. So several are interested to see how Mixon does. He had a great run last year on the light circuit, the B League, if you will. And great things are expected. He will eventually be groomed to take over Montana's spot on the 99 team. So here we have the last group, and we're going to have a problem check again. 2 and 2 is going to be a problem check. So the symbol there on the racetrack, a pit crew of 8 or better, no problem occurs. So we're going to have 2 of them. First, we're going to roll for the doubles problem, and that will not be subject to any of the limitations on the card, and the second one will be. And I always do that. It's red, white, and blue. 55 on the last group. And that's going to be driver 17. And that's going to be Kevin Pettis, so Jordy's big brother. And this one will not be subject again to the qualifier that the pit crew of a B, no problem occurs. 32, loose in turn to end a bottom group, so that could have been much worse. So he just goes to the back of the pack there, and now we'll roll for the race cam result. And 21, bottom group, 21 is going to be driver number 4. So much easier there. 3, 4, and that is going to be Ray Bob Walker. And Ray Bob, pit crew of A, so that is going to be disregarded. And Pettis gets a little loose but stays in the race, and we head to our pit turn. And lots of issues here in the latter 2/3 of this race with the track conditions. 4 will be second group and 6 and a 3. So first of all, switching places, Bigler and Denny Baker up top. And down here, Croyle and Snook, our points leader, continues to lose ground as this race progresses here over the second third. And now we will roll for the performance chips, and the first group really has not had a chance to get many performance chips in this race. So Racin, 7 or better, he's got his second. So he's looking to make a play fairly soon. Jason Leonard misses his. McAtee needs a 7. He's got a second as well. And Schlegel, a 3, and he rolls Snake Eyes. So Blake Schlegel, one of the unsung young drivers here in the 83 car. He could be poised to cause a little bit of upset as this goes on. 6 or better, and Merrick fails. Trevor Trostel needs an 11. He'll definitely get that. Randy Kendrick, a 6 or better. Kendrick misses. Parnell Drake, 5 or better, misses. Jordy Pettis, a 9, and Pettis has his chip. Marlon McGarry, a 7. McGarry picks a chip up, and Clark Snook, a 9. And Snook fails to, so his misfortune this race continues, and Croyle gets one on a roll of 8 or less. So there we have it, and that is our pit, and now we will challenge for the lead coming out, and challenging Julie Justice will be the very bold KJ Nakashima, 3 or less, and Nakashima, some nifty maneuvering in the pit lane, and he has a race lead for the first time ever in his career, I believe. So Justice leads from laps 25 to 27. Her third stint at the top, and now Nakashima, he will lead as of lap 28 as we enter the final third of this race, and things are looking to get exciting here, as we've had many unexpected events occur already. So let's see what the latter third brings us. And 1 and a 7 go to the top group control check, and I don't think Nakashima is going to hold on to this lead very long, but you never know. Aaron Hartley was up there, and he held on for a few laps against all odds, as nobody could hit their brake pedal or gas pedal checks. So Nakashima to supplant him in first place. He does have the control trait, and he has his 2 brake bonus, so it's going to take a 4 or better on the blue die. That's going to be a fail, both brake and gas pedal. Wayne Montana, he's got it, and he is into first place now. So Nakashima, his time at the top was short-lived, exactly 1 single lap. Rossi does not have the trait, neither does Denny Baker. Julie Justice has double control, and she likes to see that, but she fails the gas pedal check on the first attempt. And twice in a row, and Justice gets a little loose. It looked like she had the inside, but couldn't pull it off, has to fall back. And that leaves it down to Aaron Hartley. And Hartley, he's got the gas pedal check, but fails on the brake check. So Wayne Montana, some furious fighting there, and he holds off 3 or 4 attempts to take over the lead, and we head to lap number 29 now. And lap 29, that's going to be second group, and 10 is a TV check, and Snook is the only one back there with that TV trait. So this will be a very quick turn, and Snook fails the gas pedal check, and we're on to lap 30. So Snook has all the traits, and he just sometimes has a problem putting the hammer down with the gas pedal, and that usually is what prevents him from making noise. And in the third group, 9 is going to be a star quality check. So that will be the 4 trait. And here we go, Hashhagen. I'm going the wrong way again. Pettis, no. Greg Carl does not. Vanover, no. Stu Urich, no. Joey Plonka, and we have not heard anything from Plonka, last week's winner. And Vic Holder does have the star quality. So Holder, he passes the gas pedal check and he is going for group 4 even. And that is Randy Kendrick. And Kendrick does not have the star quality. He has 2 brake bursts. That is not going to be enough as Vic Holder vaults up into the second group. And Graham Pleasant. Pleasant did not qualify last week and he misses the gas pedal check. Craig Greco, no. And Chase Fetterman in the young gun gets his first attempt to make some noise and fails the gas pedal check. Billy Brett, he is not a star, but he is one interesting character. Alex Hodge, he's going to give it a go here. And Hodge passes the gas pedal check. He's going to move up 4 and even, and the 6 is going to supplant Holder. So Holder, his time up there was short-lived. Bobby Petrosky does not have the trait. Lonnie Lane does. And Lane, he passes the gas pedal check and he's going for 6 even. And that's not going to get it done against Snook, who fends him off easily, defending his spot. And Kerry Cacchiola, and Cacchiola has been underwhelming to say the least, probably the most disappointing driver after only 2 races. And again, it's very early. But he's going to get a chance to make amends here. He passes the gas pedal check and again going for 6 even. And Snook, not the one to challenge. So Snook has 2 and 3, but the roll is a 4. And Kerry Cacchiola finally makes his first appearance anywhere but the third group here. And Chris Wynn is next. And Wynn going 5 odd. So that's going to go for McGarry, and he's going to... Well, McGarry has a double star and the brake burst, so does not have to use his chip. Defends his place. Chuck Tafaro, and Tafaro misses the gas pedal check. Brooks Bilovich is not a star, nor is Corey Wallace, and a double star quality for Ray Bob Walker, so he'll get 2 shots here. And fails the gas check on the first one. Second check. And he's good to go there. And 4 in the even spot is Alex Hodge, and he's going to easily pass Hodge. So another TV driver bites the dust, goes to the final pap, and Ray Bob is back up in it. Gary Pine. And Pine going for the 5th spot even. And that is going to be Jordy Pettis. So there, he's a star and has 1 there, but the 5 will supplant Pettis if he chooses not to defend his performance chip, which of course he will. It's not like you can cash them in for coupons after the fact. Sunny Swain now, and she gets the gas pedal check. She's going for the second group. And this is a stacked group. A 6 would have gotten it done, but Schlegel is going to be able to fend her off using his performance chip, and Sean Hashhagen does not have the star trait. So lap 30 is over. We head to lap 31, and it's getting close to the home stretch here, folks. Again, 40 laps in this one. And back to the third group again, 5 and a 5. This will be a reflex check. So reflex starting from the back, Kevin Pettis has the trait. So if nothing else comes of this and he misses the gas pedal check, we should get rid of a few performance chips in this second group. Greg Carl. And 1 gets the gas pedal check, so 4 odd. And 4 odd is going to be Parnell Drake, and he has the reflex trait, so he'll fight off that challenge. Lucas Vanover, no trait, and Stu Urich. Urich going to try and move back in and gets the gas pedal check, going for group number 2. And 2 odd, Blake Schlegel again, and Schlegel does not have the reflex check, so he'll have to spend his second chip. And he holds a spot, but it's tenuous now with no performance chips. In reserve, Joey Klonka, last week's winner, passes the gas pedal check and going 4 even. And that's old Ray Bob Walker. Ray Bob has 2 brake burst and reflex for a total of 3. And Plonka's got a 4, so Joey Plonka makes his move here in the final third of the race. Randy Kendrick, no, and Graham Pleasant. Pleasant has a gas pedal, and he's going second group odd. So Blake Schlegel, and they're coming after Schlegel, and this time he has nada to defend the attempt. So he had a nice run there and goes back to his familiar spot in the third group. Craig Greco, no check. Fetterman, no. Billy Brett, no. And Vic Holder. And Holder, he's going for the sixth group odd, and Cam Croyle has a reflex check, so he does not have to use his chip. And Robbie Petrosky misses the gas pedal check. Lonnie Lane does not have the trait, and Clark Snook in an unfamiliar spot, third group. He's going to try and remedy that right here. Passes the gas pedal check, and he's going for the second group even. So that's going to be Pete McAtee, and McAtee is going to use a chip to fend off that challenge. Chris Wynn, no. Chuck DeFaro, no. And Brooks Bilovich, he has double reflex. And Bilovich going after spot 5 even. And that's going to be Jordy Pettis, and a roll of 6. And Pettis can do nothing but melt to the third group as Brooks Bilovich makes a nice move here. Corey Wallace, no. Alex Hodge, no. Gary Pine. And Pine's another who has struggled. He misses his gas pedal check. And Sonny Swain does not have it. And Sean Hashhagen. The Hash Man going to give it a shot. And passes the gas pedal check. And he's going for group number 6 odd. And Croyle will fend that off again easily as he has the reflex quality. So on to lap 32 now. And not much maneuvering, not as much as we thought coming from that third group that time. And we're up to the second group again here, and reflex, it stays on. So Cam Croyle with a chip. And he is going for the first spot, Aaron Hartley, and you knew this was inevitable. Passes the gas pedal check, and Hartley with the 1 bonus can do absolutely nada, zip zilch. So Croyle and his performance chip in the passenger seat go up into second place. And Kerry Cacchiola now, hopefully he feels empowered by his best sequence of the series, and we'll try and build on that. So he passes the gas pedal check going for group 4 and a roll of 3, and Rossi's got the bonus, and he has reflex and a brake burst, so he's going to fight that off. Up to Brooks Bilovich. And Bilovich fails the gas pedal check. Parnell Drake, the salty one. And Drake passes the gas pedal check in a 4. He's going after Croyle. And Croyle is going to have to use a performance chip to defend that challenge, which he does. So the entire first group is vulnerable now, as Joey Plonka, an automatic failure on the roll of 1. Trevor Trostel with a chip, and Trevor's going to make a run here. One of the top young drivers currently going on Scram. And he passes going for the 4th position, Tom Rossi. And Rossi has a reflex and a brake burst and the bonus, so Trostel will have to spend his performance chip, which he does wisely. And he is now in the top 7. Graham Pleasant from the 11th spot looking to move up and misses the gas check, and that's going to do it. So on to lap 33 here. 7 to go after this, including a pit stop, and still in the second group and still on reflex. So Hartley no, and Cacchiola. See if his luck is any better this time. Going for the 6th spot, Austin Bigler. And Bigler has reflex and the bonus, but a 3 is going to get it done. So Cacchiola makes his first appearance of the season, and it took almost 3 full races to see his name in the top 7. Brooks Bilovich, and let's see if Cacchiola can remain there as Bilovich gets the gas pedal check going for the third spot. That's Denny Baker, and Denny Baker up there really on borrowed time. He just has the one brake burst in the bonus, so Bilovich is going to vault into fourth place, and Denny Baker back into the second group. Relegated, Parnell Drake. And some big changes taking place up front now, and Drake misses the gas pedal check. Joey Plonka. Plonka gets his, going for the second group, Julie Justice, and she just scoffs at him as cuts him off, and he gets a frown on his face and fades back into 14th place, where he attempted to come from. Rossi going after the 4-spot Trostel, and Trostel's going to fight that off. Again, without much difficulty there. Graham Pleasant, and Pleasant misses the gas pedal check, and that's going to do it. So lap 33 in the books, on to 34. And things have been fairly nondescript in terms of issues here, as Wayne Montana sits comfortably in the lead still, and we are going to remain in the second group, and it's going to about get real, folks. We have a trouble check. So all that jostling back there, and that's going to create a problem. So escape of 9 for Bryson, and he's locked and loaded with those performance chips, does not have to use them. 9 or better for Leonard, he's good. Pete McAtee at 10 or better, okay there. A 9 for Graham Pleasant, he's okay. 6, and Monica Merrick is going to get collected. And Tom Rossi makes his. He has an 8, a 9 for Joey Plonka. He stays put. Parnell Drake an 8. He's good to go. 8 for Denny Baker. No problems. And double 6s for Marlon McGarry, but he's got the performance chip, and he is going to save his hide with that. Austin Bigler easily, and Aaron Hartley. And the young gun survives, so only Monica Merrick, and we are in the final third of the race. She has a pit crew rating of C, and on the trouble check there, that is going to be a 5 or better to stay in the race. So are the racing gods happy with her? They are not, and she is done. And again, she's collected, and that brings out a yellow flag for one turn. So Monica goes, and she goes on lap number 34. And she's going out on the dreaded wall kiss. So one turn yellow flag, that will take care of the 35th turn. And our leader is actually going to declare an early pit, as we are within 3 turns of the next pit stop. So this will be the final pit of the race, which means we will have 5 laps to go and not have to worry about the pits. So first of all, we will move everybody up. And again, under yellow flag, you do not have to make the check on the gas pedal. So Hashhagen, after being thwarted several times to get into that top 19, moves up easily. All right, and now our final pit stop of the race. And just a reminder on this one too, this is the final pit, and because the leader's sending us in early, they get to roll for a fast pit regardless of the group rolled. And 4 will be the second group, so Montana's going to get a shot to get a chip even though first group is not involved. So that should make things interesting for these final few laps. And in checking the leaderboard as well, if he survives as the leader up to lap 39, he's going to get a second performance chip, which will make things very hard on the final lap to pass him if he gets one here as well. So first off, reordering 6 and 2, and Kerry Cacchiola, look at him. Spent 2 2/3 races wallowing in mediocrity, and now he is up into 3rd place. And in the second group, Hashhagen and Hartley getting it done here, and Hartley has had a very good outing for Team Exum. And because Dick Exum is such a, quote, beloved, and I say that facetiously, personality on the tour, Hartley may be looking at a automatic TV spot next week if he continues to do well and finishes well. So first off, we'll roll for the fast pit with our leader, Montana, and he needs a 9, and he gets it. So that could be huge coming down the stretch here. And in the second group, and Bryson, he is stacking them up. I don't know what he's trying to save them for. He doesn't get one there. A 6 for Justin Leonard. He misses his shot. Aaron Hartley, a 6, misses his. Hashhagen, a 4, barely misses. A 5 for Rossi, and Rossi, finally, someone gets a performance chip. 7 for Plonka, he misses. 5 for Parnell Drake, nope. 4 for Baker, and this is not a group with a good pit crews. McGarry, 7, he rolls a 12. Austin Bigler, and he's going to get one just barely. Pete McAtee looking for performance chip number 2. He's got it. And finally, Graham Pleasant needs a 5 or better, and Graham comes through. So before we exit the chip, let's reorder everyone. And I think I probably neglected to do this at an earlier turn in the race. Still working out a few kinks here and there. And poor Aaron Hartley gets bounced way back based on missing his roll. So I'd say McAtee, Bryce and McAtee both in good position. McAtee probably more so. He is the better driver. And Graham Pleasant is going to replace Jason Leonard. And no performance chips to worry about up front, so we're going to challenge the lead now. And quite honestly, with this little time left to go in the race, this needs to be a successful challenge to force Montana to spend that chip. And it's going to come from Trevor Trostel, and he only needs a 5, and he's going to do it. So easy come, easy go, but he holds the lead. And we head into lap 36, and it's all clear racing from here. No more pit stops. They're going to go for it and let it all out down the stretch, and we have a duel. So 6 on the duel chart, and that is going to be a number 6 car in the top group. So Julie Justice, and again, last lap, a challenge can go to a leader. It cannot here. So Justice looking over the competition, and she is going to go for Cam Croyle up there in second place. Needs a roll of 5 or better, and she's got that, and a performance chip. And Croyle now is going to have to make a save roll. 10 or better to stay in the race, and he's okay. So turn 37. And Justice has positioned herself great for the home stretch. She's the only driver up top of the performance chip, and 5 is going to be that last group and a reflex check, which we have seen a few times in this race. So here we go, Pettis. And Pettis, triple 1s, and I believe that is going to be a problem. It is. So we'll resolve the check first. Heading odd for the first group, and Rossi's going to fight that off. So Pettis now has to make a problem roll due to triple 1s. Look at me remembering stuff. So 53 on the problem finder chart. I think I said trouble, not problem. Handling issue, roll for repair. So Pettis, his day could be over. He has the B pit crew, and a problem is going to take a roll of 4 or better in the last third of the race, and Kevin Pettis is done. So Pettis goes all the way to lap 37. It will be our fourth driver, and this is actually getting close. We only had 5 lost last week in the Minnesota Wrecking Yard, better known as Northern Lights Motor Dome. And we've got 4 today. All right, so Greg Carl now going to make the reflex check, and he's going to pass the gas pedal check. It's going to be 4 odd, which will be Denny Baker, and a 6 gets it done. So Carl up into the second group. Lucas Vanover, no. Stu Urich. And Urich going for the 4th group odd. And that's where Carl was. Carl has the reflex trait, but is unable to defend that. So Urich right on his tail and bumps him as he slides into 15th place. Ray Bob Walker and Ray Bob going for the second group here. Second group even. And Austin Bigler, 5 is going to get it done on the pass attempt, but Bigler's going to spend the performance chip and stand pat. Randy Kendrick does not have the trait. Blake Schlegel, no. Craig Greco, no. Fetterman, no. Billy Brett, who despite a controversial race work has not caused any issues during the race. Vic Holder's going to give it a shot, gets the gas pedal. And he's going even in group 5. So even in 5 is McGarry. McGarry does not have the reflex check, only has a single brake pedal. So the venerable McGarry is going to get bounced into the 3rd group, and here comes Vic Holder making a charge. Robbie Petrosky is next, and Petrosky is going for the 2nd group even, and Austin Bigler resides there, and Bigler is not going to be able to defend that. So some movement from the 3rd group. His drivers positioning themselves for a run down the stretch here. And Clark Snook, if anybody needed one, it's Snook, and he's going for the 6th group, even. So even is Hashhagen, and Hashhagen has the reflex trait, but he does not have any gas burst or brake burst. So Snook is back up in the 2nd group and positioning himself for a run. Tafaro, no. Jordy Pettis, no, and Pettis not running a very good race this week out. Corey Wallace does not, Hodge doesn't, Gary Pine does. And Pine misses the gas pedal check. And finally, Sunny Swain, and she continues to linger right there in 20th place, just outside group number 2. So on we go to lap 38, and 3 to go here. And we have a duel in 5, and that is going to be the number 5 car in the top group, KJ Nakashima, and he's not going to risk it. He has 3, and he is in a good place, and he wants points. So on to lap 39, and if Montana, well, this will be his entering his 10th lap leading, so he's going to get a performance chip for that. And he has kind of accomplished that very quietly. And that is going to be huge. So 2 to go and 6. We have another duel, and we have doubles, which takes us to the fume feud chart. So we do have a fuming driver, 78. And he is still in the race. I have no clue where he's at. He's back in the 3rd group buried. So we'll get to that after we resolve the dual check here. So 4 is the number 4 car in top group. That's Trevor Trostel. And Trostel doesn't really have much to benefit from this. He's going to go after... Yeah, he's going to go after Kerry Cacchiola, though, and try and slide up behind Julie Justice. So a 5 or better, and he's got it. And Cacchiola, and if he bites it here, this would put the last lap under yellow, which means we'd have to run a free lap, free racing today, and escape 8 or better, and Cacchiola's got it. So no harm, no foul, and Trostel, he needed to do that to get the performance chip, so he did the correct thing. And now on our fume result, So in this case, it's going to be the driver behind our fuming driver, and a roll of 5. So rabbit out plus yellow. Wow. So, sometimes being angry does not pay dividends. And that's good old Alex Hodge there making the bonehead play. And he is the rabbit. And Corey Wallace would have been the turtle in this place. And Hodge rolls himself out and puts the race under yellow. So we are going to have a bonus lap. And Hodge, lap 39. A wall kiss and anger management for him, so hopefully he calms down. He probably learned his lesson. He'll be calm again next week. So lap number 40, our scheduled final lap, is run under yellow, and we will do bonus racing here, 1 extra lap, to resolve the Suncoast Capital 400. And Montana in great shape with a chip. Justice and Trostel have chips as well, and they are on his tail. Here we go, last lap down the final straight, away they come. And that is the top group, so we're going to have some action up front. And 6 is going to be the skill check, and skill is a trait in short supply for the first 2 drivers. And Cacchiola is going to get the first shot. And really all Kerry's going to do is potentially make it better for someone behind him, as Justice and Trostel both have the skill trait. So it's going to be probably one of the 3 drivers, Montana, Justice, or Trostel, winning it. Here we go. And Cacchiola gets it, and he would have a successful check there. So he's going to force Montana to use a chip. Trevor Trostel and Julie Justice say thank you. And here's a scenario that needs to unfold now. We know it's coming down to these 3 drivers and an exciting finish to this race, so Trostel needs to succeed and keep his chip. And on the skill check, it takes 5 or better, 2 bonus, 1 brake burst, and the skill quality as well. So 5 or better for Trostel, and Trostel can't do it. But he's going to use his chip, so you know what that means. It's all but over. Julie Justice is right on his tail. She wants to do it clean, though. It'll take 6, however, to supplant him, and she cannot do that. But at the finish line, Julie Justice noses in front of both Trostel and Montana, who finished 2nd and 3rd, respectively. And a big finish to this race, an exciting down the stretch run, has the crowd going crazy, and the Suncoast Capital 400 is over, folks. And your winner on the final lap, after Wayne Montana led for 11 laps, and it's Julie Justice, and for the 2nd race in a row, or 2 out of 3 races, we have had the winner vault into first place in one of the last 2 laps. That's racing at its finest. So this one is in the books. Julie Justice, her first win of the season, the Queen of Scram, gets the W, and she's going to vault up the leaderboard in points. Coming in 2nd, Trevor Trostel. He had a shot, but couldn't get that last challenge done and keep his chip. Wayne Montana, 11 laps led, and he finishes 3rd. Brooks Bilovich in 4th. Kerry Cacchiola finally cracking the top 7 and putting a smile back on his sponsor's face, as well as his legion of adoring female fans. KJ Nakashima, the story of the race, takes advantage of the TV trait and gets his face out there even more with a very skillfully run race. Finishes in 6th place, and rounding out the top 7 is Cam Croyle. Drivers who did not finish the race in order: Ralph Roach, Jeff Daly Jr., Monica Merrick, Kevin Pettis, and Alex Hodge, who let his temper get the best of him and put the race in yellow on the last lap, which forced this 41st lap. So that does it from sunny Florida at Sun King Speedway. The 2018 Suncoast Capital 400 is over. Hope you enjoyed this. And again, smash that like button. Any comments, suggestions? If I missed anything, please feel free to let me know. And as always, thanks for watching. Appreciate all the support and love we get from the friends of the channel. So until next time, loving this game, keep rolling for the finish line. And a reminder, we will be back in a couple hours around 9 or so, and probably, well, may do it live, but we're going to just go over some cosmetic changes in the Glory Days Boxing, my boxing project that is in development. And also as a bonus, have a special 10-round attraction between the greatest Muhammad Ali and the Boston Strong Boy, John L. Sullivan, a clash of personalities, a clash of styles, so hope you join us for that. And otherwise, have a great Sunday. Health and happiness to all. See ya.